Do you ever find yourself dancing amongst the flowers, stopping to smell the roses, and just all around enjoying spring in general? When suddenly you realise winter is coming. Hi guys, my name is Michelle Keane and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how you can press flowers to preserve them in those terrible winter months when there are no flowers at all. Right now in Australia it's spring and I am loving it, and I'm really thoroughly enjoying all of the flowers we've got around. It's so beautiful and I just know that as soon as winter comes around there's going to be none. So I thought I might show you how to press some flowers. I've got Nim with me today because she's having some abandonment issues and whenever I close the door she squawks at me. It's very annoying. So she's joining us today. There are many ways to press flowers and I'm just going to show you what I do. First off, go pick some flowers. I find that you'll have the best luck with flat flowers like pansies and such like that. This also works well for leaves, and some personal recommendations would be ivy, clover, and ferns work really well as well. If you're looking to try and preserve some bigger flowers, thicker flowers like roses, you might want to cut them in half or cut them into smaller pieces so that they flatten down really well. So for my technique, you'll need a book of some sort. For this you can use a phone book, a Bible, a dictionary, an encyclopedia, anything that's quite thick and that you're not too worried about ruining some of the pages, because sometimes the flowers can transfer colour or moisture to the pages, which will make them a bit wrinkly. For me, I tend to use my book shadows for this. All you need to do is open it to a blank page for me, or just a normal page, and lay all of your leaves and flowers among the papers. Some people will use baking paper for this as well. I find that just plain paper works quite well. And once you're happy with how they're all laid out, all flat, some of these you might need to do the face down, like the pansies, I find works a bit better. You just close it up and leave it for a couple of weeks. I tend to check back in about a month's time and see how they're going. To give you some examples, these leaves here have been in here for a couple of months now. They've still retained quite a fair bit of their colour. They're a little bit on the fragile side, they're very thin, but they look awesome. So another example, I have some pansies that I did probably about a week ago. They have shrunk quite a fair bit in size, but they are fairly dry, they need a little bit more time, but they have retained most of their colour. I also have another flower which I've forgotten the name of. Now these did not really retain their colour very well. They've been in here for about maybe a month or so now, and they didn't do too well. They don't look fantastic, but they look okay. So once you leave them in there, just check back in a month and see how they go. I have a couple examples in my book of shadows because I use this technique to make like a herbal grimoire sort of page. So I'll press the flowers and the leaves, tape them into the book and then write some details next to them. So here are a few examples. The orchid and the rose petal have retained their colour quite well, so have most of the leaves. And the lavender, although being a bit of a thicker sort of flower, it has kept pretty well as well. And it flattened quite nicely. The pansy that I put in on the upper hand it's one of these coloured pansies, and it's actually faded quite a fair bit. Some flowers will fade and some will retain their colour and others will actually grow more vibrant, so it just depends on the pigments in the flower itself. And that's pretty much all there is to it. This is a fun little way to preserve flowers throughout the winter time. This also means that, for example in your witchcrafts and such, you can still have some little flowers on hand during the times when there are no fresh flowers. There are other ways of preserving flowers. Another method is to hang them upside down and just let them dry out, but certain flowers won't really do too well with this, especially little dainty things like this. It's probably best to press these. These ones, I'm not sure what they're called. I found that these do preserve quite well being hung upside down, but this time around I'm going to try and press them instead. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this gave you a hand learning some ways where you can press some flowers and preserve them. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe if you like these and want to see more of these in the future. I hope you enjoyed it, and me and Nemi will see you guys later. Bye!